In the many years I have been in politics, I have given you only 2 cases, but there are many, many other cases of violence from this community, from this political party. If we don't speak to it, then we have no intention of ending violence. And because the institutions charged with the responsibility are sleeping on the job, I think there is something called the NCIC. Why they have not arrested Simba Arati and Junet, and Junet spoke for 3.5 minutes.
All right.
Inciting people.
NCIC is still under formation right now with new commissioners and also the new chair, Reverend Kobia, which is waiting to be vetted by Parliament as well. So I think...
CID?
I think
DPP?
Just allowing okay.
Dr. Boni Halwale too much time. He spoke before the break. You're allowing to speak again. Seriously? I think
the show is still going on,
there
sir.
are 3 things only to be said here so that we move on. First of all, you know, listening to Senator Aaron Cheriot and Dr. Boni Halwale, it lends credibility to the saying that politicians speak from both sides of their mouth. And it's quite unfortunate that now Dr. Boni Halwale wants us to believe that whenever the deputy president is crying and is consistent in his crying, there are usually tears of joy. If that is so, then one cannot be joyful all the time and be crying all the time. You know, there are times when, you know, your joy would translate into laughter, not into crying. But Aaron Cheriot, having uttered very dangerous words, and Jacomi Diu just repeated them. He said, sisi sio kama wale ambao wanarusha mawe na wanangoja tear gas. Now he wants us to believe that he meant that he can cause a revolution through peace. Seriously, we are not those who throw stones and wait for tear gas. Of course what he meant, and Jaco is dead right on that, is that they can be dangerous. They can be violent. They can do much worse than just throwing stones. And I want us to come back to that issue. You know, Dr. Boni Halwale, it is unfortunate that you can stereotype a whole community in the manner in which you are doing. First of all, you are conflating Luoism and ODM as if it's only Luos who are in ODM. You know very well that you contested for Kakamega. The man who beat you is not Luo, and he beat you on ODM. So you know those who voted for him in Kakamega are not Luos. So it's not only Luos who are in ODM and vice versa. The violence you talk about in Kakamega, in Kolomani and all, if there was any such thing caused, it must have been caused by your own people, the lawyers, and they chose to vote for Oparanya. It is unfortunate that you can say such statements, because if there's a community that has suffered, it is the Luos. If you look at 2007, those who were killed the most were Luos. Luos didn't kill anyone. You can go through the history. The people who were killed in Eldoret and the people who were killed in Kisumu, they were Luos. In Eldoret, there were Kikuyus and all. And those were not Luos. Luos don't kill. Secondly, as recently as 2017, when there were demonstrations, of the people who died, 70% of them were Luos. So when you characterize a community that has consistently suffered because of political expression, if you say they express themselves robustly, that is completely true. That is not about violence. That is not about killing. So let us not start to be insightful very carelessly, because in this country, we have had very dicey ethnic relations, and we should not raise them any higher than they need to be. We should not raise them in Kibra. We should not raise them in Mau. We should not raise them in Kisumu. We should not raise them in Nairobi. I think what we should do is preach what I think we've all spoken about, that people are entitled to political differences. People are entitled to express themselves robustly,
Thank you.
but ensure it does not amount to tribal incitement.
All right,
that is what we
we'll
should
bring it to a wrap. Jacomi Dio, you have your closing comments on this before we continue.
Well, I think Otiende has spoken for me.
All right.
All I want to plead with Boni, my brother, that constituency I represented, and the one up, the one in Luanda and Emuhaya, we have 8 constituencies sharing a border with it. and people live on both sides. I rue the day we would be on politics with Luos and lawyers between Game and Kakamega County, and even this other county. Not good for us. Not good for us. I think we must move on. It's in bad taste, and we shouldn't spend too much time talking about it.
All right.
It will just bring problems.
Aaron Chirot, just a moment. Aaron Chirot wanted the right of reply, then we close on it.
I think I don't need to belabor the point much, as Otiende is really trying to, of course, berate and mislead people on my utterances. You know, the easiest thing, if Otiende was a gentleman, the thing he would have done, he would have asked me to help him understand what I meant by my statement. But for him to try and imagine all kind of imaginations is completely unbecoming and not fair for a colleague we sit together on the panel. I can never advocate for violence. It's very clear in my mind. I've given you examples of non-violence kind of protests that have brought change in society, and that is what I stand for. Read my history from university politics to when I became a member of parliament. So we say no to violence, and Otiende, please.
Right, thank you.
I just wanted to agree.
We've closed on it.
No.
Is it on camera still?
Yeah. I agree with both my brother Jakoyo and my brother Otiende that it would be wrong to stereotype a community. It is also wrong for the leadership of a community to allow its community being stereotyped by dint of their own activities. What do I mean? You could have said all those good things you've said, Otiende, but also repeat what Jakoyo has done, i.e. you condemn violence. Who doesn't know that you guys even keep quiet when there is violence even in social places? Like when young people...
So you're starting again.
Yes, when young people are playing football, you carry stones and all manner of violent things to the stadia in Kasarani, in Nyayo. We want all this to end.
Thank you.
And we must stick to it.
All right.